Welcome to Raging Moderates. I'm Scott Galloway.
And I'm Jessica Tarlov.
So this week, Britain is rolling out the red carpet for Trump again. For the first time ever, an American president will get not one, but two full state visits. We're talking Windsor Castle, carriages, royal bands, the banquet, the whole 9 yards. King Charles and Prime Minister Keir Starmer are betting that a little pomp and pageantry might help smooth things over with a famously unpredictable ally. Jess, why is Starmer taking the gamble of offering Trump such a rare gesture, and what is he hoping to get in return?
Well, this has been part of Starmer's charm offensive that began back in February when he visited the White House. Remember, he hand-delivered the invitation for this from King Charles, and Trump was grinning ear to ear because nothing makes him happier than being treated like a pretty girl, and invited somewhere where he knows that he is, going to be proverbial royalty. So, Starmer, Macron, these European leaders, I guess I shouldn't say that about Starmer. Brexit, what a mistake, right? Anyway, they know exactly how to get what they want out of Trump, or at least to make him less angry at them. But there are really, two things that he wants. So he needs better trade terms. The America First policies are hurting them. He wants UK steel to be excluded from the tariffs. And then they also want to make sure that Trump remains on their side on the Putin-Zelensky fissure situation. So Trump had his summit in Alaska, which obviously was not a fantastic look. Then is meeting with Zelensky and the NATO leaders, I should say, a much better look. But he's always waffling. He still hasn't put the more serious sanctions on Russia that they all want him to. And I think Starmer is trying to make him into more of a friend when it comes to not only their bank account, but their world posture. I did think in terms of background, though, to the visit that a couple of things are really interesting and important. So there's like the Epstein factor of it all. I don't know where you are in London, the firing of Lord Peter Mandelson, who was the UK ambassador to the US, who, had been extensively emailing and supporting Epstein. Bloomberg had that scoop. So he's been fired. And then also these anti-immigration protests that have been popping up. There was one, it's estimated about 110,000, organized by right-wing activist Tommy Robinson. So everyone flying the Union Jack and the St. George's Cross. Part of me feels bad just calling it anti-immigration because I think that there are a lot of people who, it's not actually about an anti-immigrant posture, but they just kind of miss some past life and some past way that their country was. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with any particular xenophobic or racist angle to it. But that's certainly how the press has been packaging it. What are your thoughts?
Look, it strikes me that the Prime Minister and the royal family and the people in charge here have taken a note out of the playbook of big tech and said, okay, probably the greatest ROI in history in terms of politics is just to grin and bear it and kiss this guy's ass and put on some pomp and ceremony and give him a trophy and take him to Harrods for tea and tell him what, a great man he is and thanks for his leadership. That could benefit Britain hugely. This is all, you see all of this, quite frankly, and you just want to shower. But it is also probably the smart thing to do. And what I'm really looking forward to is that the British press and the people in general are some of the most clever, humorous, and snarky people in the world. And not only that, they're unafraid. I mean, they're not going to do the math. They're just going to, I saw, I think yesterday, the largest mural ever assembled. And it's covering some enormous park where strategically placed. So the president and anyone in his crew is not going to be able to unsee it. There's this giant picture of Trump with Epstein.
Oh, really?
I mean, you're going to see so much snark. The British press, they're going to have a field day with this. But in terms of number 10's response to this and what the government is doing, yeah, I mean, keep in mind, Britain is probably the strongest alliance in the world right now, I would argue. Keep in mind, I believe Britain's nuclear weapons, it has the fourth or fifth biggest nuclear arsenal in the world. The guidance systems are controlled by the U.S.
Really?
We still are inextricably linked. Our nuclear arsenals maybe, are very codependent. That's how strong our alliance is. And for them to say, okay, our economy's flat, we need something here. The last thing we want to do is piss off this guy. And also, he might, on a whim, because he really enjoys hanging out with the Queen, he might give us a much better deal. So is it gross? Is it an indication of how pathetic our leadership and administration have become? Yes. Is it a smart thing to do? Also, yes.
Yeah. I mean, Camilla's no Elizabeth, to say the least. So this is not going to be as much of a draw as the first round. I still remember how hilarious those photos were of Trump with Queen Elizabeth before she passed away from his first administration. But, he's going to get his time at Chequers. He's going to be a countryside mouse for the entire time, I believe. They're not going to be hanging in London. It'll be all at Windsor and Chequers. I love this, that they're setting the 50-meter long table, 160 people. Grooms are buffing the hooves of the horses that will pull the royal carriages. I mean, this is a complete wet dream for Donald Trump. And, I'm sure other NATO countries, European countries are going to be taking lessons from this to see how it goes. It's also occurring at a time where obviously security is a major source of concern, not only because of the protests that are going on the UK side, but what just happened with Charlie Kirk. And I don't know if you have felt differently. I mean, you're about to go board a plane and you're heading off to speaking gigs. But I know that even regular people who deal in politics, talk about politics, might be doing a college campus speech, are changing their behavior as a result. And it is going to be a tight security operation. I'm sure Secret Service is losing their minds that they had, Charlie Kirk's assassination last week, and now they're on their way to the UK. I'm sure a lot of them are already there.
He's safer over here than he is in the U.S. I mean, the bottom line is there's just not as many guns here. And it's more sensitive if someone is overseas, because if something were to happen to someone overseas, it could start a war.
Right.
But he's much safer over here. And there's just no doubt about it. I do, 20 or 30 speaking gigs a year. Every speaking gig I do now, or that I've scheduled in some form, the agent or the hosts have reached out to discuss additional security. Everyone is freaked out. Okay, so Jess, we are going to have, I don't know if you heard about this, but we have a lot of exclusive footage of Trump in the Cotswolds hanging out with Ellen, and it's going to be available only on our YouTube channel.
Only on the Raging Moderates YouTube channel.
Only on the Raging Moderates YouTube channel.
I mean, if that's not a plug to like and subscribe.
Ellen and her wife, Portia, are hanging out, looking to party with the Trumps at Estelle Manor, which is lovely, by the way. When you and your husband, when you and Brian come here, I'll take you to Estelle Manor. You like it? It's basically Downton Abbey for cool people. If some kid of a billionaire Indian guy bought a place and made it amazing, which is exactly what Maison Estelle is. Oh, they're probably going to revoke my membership now. Anyways, but come on out. It'll be great. And this is all a long-winded way of saying, please subscribe now to the Raging Moderates YouTube channel. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you. See you soon.